everyone, I am Amir Suhail from Informatica GCS. Today in this video we'll see how to create connection registry for source database in Metadex. Today's agenda would be introduction to connection registry, repository type, JDBC drivers we offer, prerequisite, and then we'll go for demo. Connection registry is a location where we specify source database details so that Metadex can communicate and establish a connection with the source database to fetch the metadata. You need communication with source database to fetch the definitions of relational tables and stored procedures used in lineage. Metadex offer two types of repository in the connection registry, which is JDBC and catalog. JDBC is used to connect Metadex live to the database and fetch the metadata. While catalog is used when users do not have live access to the database, then they can make use of a utility called extract metadata, by which they will fetch the metadata in the form of CSV files, and then those files can be imported into the Metadex under the repository type as catalog. Rest of the repository types are not supported for the production. It is only recommended for the testing purpose. Metadex connect to the source system using the JDBC, and the Informatica Metadex installation package contains the licensed data direct JDBC drivers for these following databases. And to use the Informatica shipped jars, in the URL you need to provide a keyword called Informatica after JDBC. And for other databases for which we don't provide the jars, you need to get the jars from the vendor and put it into the scanners underscore workspace, lib, and JDBC. And to use the external drivers, you don't have to provide the Informatica keyword in the URL. It will automatically pick the drivers from this location. And if you provide the Informatica keyword, then it will automatically pick the jars from the Informatica shipped location. Only for SQL Server, Informatica provides data direct driver as well as Microsoft shipped JDBC driver, and we recommend that you use a Microsoft shipped JDBC driver that we provide instead of the data direct driver, which can be achieved by not providing the keyword Informatica in the URL. If you are on the Metadex version 10.5.3.0.1 or above, then by default the Microsoft JDBC driver will use encrypt equals to true. If you don't want to use the encryption, then you need to write in the URL as encrypt equal to false, so that our scanner can process it and make a connection with the JDBC drivers. For each database type, you need to provide the specific permission at object level to fetch the metadata. This is for SQL Server, we provide specific select permission, and for rest of the databases, you can refer the documentation. Now let's move to the demonstration. Log into the Metadex, click on Administration, Connection Registry. You have to create the host first. Click on Add Host, give any name, and then click on Save. You will get this page. Click on Add Entry. Here you will choose the repository type as JDBC if you have direct connection to the database and have live access to that, and then in the vendor select the database type. Then in the URL provide the JDBC connection is string URL, user, and password. Here you need to provide the exact database name which you are using. After completing that, click on Save. I have already created this, so this is the SQL Server. If I click on edit, you could see I have provided the database name JDBC as a repository type, vendor MS SQL, URL, user, and password. Here you will see I have used the keyword as Informatica, so it will use the Informatica shipped data direct driver. Click on Save, click on Test Entry. You will see it is using data direct driver shipped by Informatica. As I mentioned, we have a special case for SQL Server where we are providing the Microsoft SQL JDBC driver within the Informatica Metadex package. So if you remove this and then click on Save and do the test entry, you will see the successful test connection using driver MS SQL JDBC. This is only for SQL Server. Let me show you another database type, which is a Snowflake. So as mentioned in the presentation, for Snowflake Informatica do not provide the shipped jar. You need to place the jar under the scanner's workspace lib JDBC. So if I click on it, you could see I have provided a database name, repository type JDBC, vendor as a Snowflake, and JDBC URL. As you could see here, I am not specifying any Informatica keyword because we have to fetch the jar which we provided in the external location. User and password. Click on save and do the test entry. It takes some time because it runs the select query at the backend in the database to fetch the successful result. You could see we are using the external drivers jar that we have used, and it's a successful result. Click on OK. If you face any issue in test connection, you need to look into the scanner server.log, which you can get from the workspace logs. You can refer following articles for more information. We would like to hear from you. Please share your feedback or concern on displayed link. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.